Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, YouTube? Coming back at y'all live with another video on this podcast. We're going to be talking about, and first of all, I keep forgetting to introduce myself, man. I get so excited when I talk about information that's actually going to help y'all. Okay. And on this video right here, man, when y'all try it, post a comment down about how it helped you so other people can see, because that's how humans work. That's how the human species work from my observations. They like to see somebody else try it first. Okay. This stuff, works. All right. So my name is Master Teacher of Attraction. Okay. And if you're new, what we do over here is talk about self-improvement. Just being the best version of yourself, being the most masculine alpha male version of ourselves. Okay. So if that's what you into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's a lot of y'all watching that ain't subscribed, so hit that subscribe button. And hit the like button while you watching there. Okay. So what made me come to this conclusion? Okay. I'm not a stagnant person. I don't live in dogma. I don't believe in strict diets. I don't believe in none of that stuff. I believe in nutrition. And that's why I always say, the information is always going to improve. Okay, because I'm constantly searching for new knowledge. Okay, to be the best version. You understand? So, the previous version thought that fruit was the best carb. Okay? And that's because when you eat the fruit, it helps. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't give you gut issues like eating rice, like eating oatmeal, like all these bodybuilding carbs that they tell you to eat. All that shit fucks with my gut. It don't digest right. Okay? It makes me stink. It makes my breath stink. Okay? So that's in turn gonna make me less attractive to women. So why would I keep eating those things? Why would I focus on those? Okay. So that's what led me to fruit. Because I didn't get no stinky breath. I didn't get no plaque on my teeth. You understand? Whenever something gives you plaque on your teeth, that's an indication that it's not meant for you. Okay? It's not meant for you to be eating. If somebody else can do that, they say they feel good eating rice, oatmeal, all that shit, but they still talking, they go 3 days without brushing their teeth and they got a whole bunch of plaque on their teeth, man. Hey, man, that dude living in a lie. Because his body not saying the same thing. He just saying what sound right. I'm not here to tell you guys what sound right. I'm actually here to tell you guys what the hell works so you can actually get some results and live your best life. Okay? So that's what I thought fruit was, because it didn't give me none of these issues. Okay? But the only downfall to fruit, things especially like citrus fruit, like orange, lemons, limes, pineapples, bananas, especially those fruits. With banana in particular, it's a starchy kind of fruit, so it's similar to a potato more than a fruit. That causes a lot of plaque. For people who don't digest starches well, they don't do too well with bananas. Okay? And there's people out there like that. Everybody act like banana is just some kind of holy bodybuilding food. Okay? In the fruit world. Some people don't digest that shit well. So this video is for you. And this podcast is for you. Okay? So that. And then you got oranges and all these other ones, citrus fruits. Okay? A lot of people have allergic reactions to many different kinds of fruits. You understand? Okay. And part of the reason is because they genetically modify the fruits. Okay. It's not your fault that they do this. That's just something they like to do with the produce. Okay. So yeah, with those things, and the juice of it, when it gets on your teeth, it kind of erodes your enamel. Okay, so your teeth is constantly trying to keep up with remineralizing. Okay, it's putting stress on the teeth, and especially if you're not eating enough protein or no protein at all, it's going to wreck your teeth, man. Okay, just like the rice will, just like the oatmeal will. In all my experiments with the different carbs, my teeth always started hurting, and that's when I would stop it. I said, fuck that shit, man. I'm not finna have issues with my teeth. Stank ass breath. I'm not finna have that. Okay. But since fruit was the only one, I went with the fruit because it was my best choice of the carbs. And then I started realizing, like, it's people out here that don't even need the many carbs to build muscle. So then we got to go back to the purpose of what carbs are for. Okay. And then we're going to get into my experiences in the medical field with the use of carbs and how it literally brings back lives in emergency patients. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've literally watched the animals come back to life because they put something called dextrose straight IV, and it saved the animal's life. Okay, because I don't want to hear, no stuff when I tell y'all what it is. Okay, I'm just laying the foundation so you understand where I'm coming from. So now that we know that, okay, that's when the function of carbs. So carbs, the only function of carbs, two functions. It has two important functions. Okay, it's muscle sparing. Okay, so your body main source of energy is glucose. Okay, with fat, you run the risk of putting on that fat. Okay, that's why bodybuilders don't eat 120 grams of fat. Okay, and you don't have to go through hell trying to convert over to be a fat adapted. Okay, the body is only tolerating that. Okay, it's adapting over to that. But what I'm telling you, to be the best version of yourself, you're going to have to run off of carbs because that's the body main function. Okay. So it's muscle sparing. So when you eat your protein, you don't have to run the risk of using the protein as energy and trying to build muscle off that protein. Okay. You want to use your protein for building the muscle only. Okay, so you allocate your energy needs over to glucose. Okay, in the form of carbs. All right. So carbs are only really needed when you're doing some type of exercise. So when you're working out, that's when it's the best time to intake your carb source. Okay, you're going to need something that can get to the bloodstream so you can actually use it. Okay, when you eat oatmeal, things like rice, it makes you feel heavy. It makes you feel like you got a rock in your stomach. And it feels that way for 3 hours. Okay, Ain't nobody got time to wait around 3 hours to get the energy. Okay, especially if you can't digest it. Okay, so now that we know the two function of carbs, okay, muscle sparing, so you can keep building muscle with the protein you're intaking, and you don't have to allocate some of that protein to energy. And because it's the body's main source, okay, and frequency wise, from within, on a metaphysical state of mind, that's gonna heighten your frequency. Okay, it helps with your thyroid. Okay, keeps that functioning at a high degree. Okay, so you want all those things to be in tip-top shape, because all that stuff controls your hormones. Now that we know, okay, when to intake the carbs is pretty much around before and after, workouts. Okay, I work out every other day. Okay, y'all see what I do. That's when I take in my carbs. All the rest of the other time, I'm mainly focused on meat. Okay, when you start intaking, and I look at meat as in pounds. Okay, some days I eat a pound of meat. Some days I'm extra hungry. I want 2 pounds of meat. Some days I want 1.5 pounds. Okay, if I stay within that range, I find that I'm cool. I don't have a craving towards rice. I don't have a craving towards oatmeal. I don't have a craving towards, I'm not going to say potatoes. Okay. And let's just get into, if fruit ain't the best carb, what is? Okay. From all my experiments, the best one is going to be cane sugar. Okay. Cane sugar. And then the next on the list of complex carbs is going to be potatoes, but you have to cook the potato very well. Okay. Cause in my experiments, I did raw versus cooked. Okay. And when I eat even sweet potato or a white potato or a red potato, whatever potato you're talking about, if I eat it raw, it gives me a lot of plaque. And the other thing is, my gut gets super distended. I immediately put on inches in my waist because it's not good for, it's causing a whole bunch of gas and everything. You understand? So that's why I go towards French fries, hash browns, if I do want that kind of carb. I don't crave that a whole lot. I'd rather save the space in my stomach for meat. You know what I'm saying? Because the protein is what builds the muscle. Okay? That's what keeps the bone structure together. You will literally die, or your health is going to decrease. You're going to get diabetes and all these metabolic diseases if your protein is not up to par. So that's why that's always my focus. That's a must. Okay. And then the other time I intake carbs is in the morning. If my body needs it. Another thing that you want to keep on deck is salt. Now I've made videos about salt. So go and check that out. I got Salt Bay in the thumbnail, so go check that out. You don't never want your salt to become too low. Okay. I like to keep my salt around 2,000 to 3,000 milligrams, but it's usually around or just under 2,000 milligrams. Okay. If it goes lower than 1,000, 1,500, my body does not recover well. It just doesn't do well. Okay, and that's because in the blood there's a sodium potassium pump. Okay, and meat has potassium. Okay, it's supposed to have the salt portion, But since they drain the meat and hang, like when they slaughter any livestock, they hang the whole carcass. They even do this when hunting deer. They hang the whole carcass so that all the blood dries out. Okay. So that's why, like, if you eat raw meat, it's bland. You gotta put the salt back in there. Okay, because the salt would naturally be like, if it was a fresh kill, it'd be more salty than what it is when you get it from the grocery store. Okay, so that's why you gotta flavor meat. But yeah, cane sugar, I don't have no issues on cane sugar. Okay, it does not mess up my teeth at all. So now I'm getting the benefits of fructose. Okay, because cane sugar comes from sugar cane, the plant. Okay, and the other good thing with sugar cane is that it's alkaline. Okay, you got all your other sugars, they say is acidic, but with cane sugar, it's alkaline. Okay, and actually, one of the things I noticed with my teeth is when I am primarily on cane sugar for my carb source around my workouts, or if I do a quick and haste activity, and my body says, okay, we need just a little bit of carbs, and I take that, it makes my teeth, my saliva feel nice and smooth. It's not gritty. So it's a beautiful thing. When I take sugar cane, I don't get no blood spikes or anything, what they be saying with sugar. What else do they say? You don't get diabetes from just taking some sugar. Okay, just like I said, whenever you're not getting enough protein and like your essential macronutrients, okay, that carry the micronutrients. Whenever you're not getting enough protein, things like iron, things like selenium, things like fat, okay, you don't need a whole bunch of fat, because fat is like twice the amount as far as calorically dense than carbs and protein. Okay, so you don't need a whole bunch. But if you're not getting essential things like that, man, your body is gonna metabolically break down. Okay. Protein stabilizes the blood sugar. Go fact check it. Okay. And you're gonna find when you keep, when you're getting enough protein, you're only gonna need a little bit. Okay. So what I do, take a tablespoon before the gym, you good to go. Okay. Good to go. Then after, take another tablespoon and see how your body react to that. Okay. You're gonna have enough room to get in a meat meal, okay, after your workout, because you didn't eat 2 cups of rice. And then you gotta eat a pound or half a pound of meat. But you full from the rice. And then you can't take a proper bathroom break because you constipated from eating all the oatmeal and all these things. Okay. And what other people find success with is potatoes. You got things like mashed potatoes. That's another thing I don't have no issues with, is mashed potatoes. So if a dude is skinny and he needs a starch, I would tell him mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes, man, all the way. Go get you some mashed potatoes. Around your workout, before, go ahead and get that in. Boom. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I wanted to make sure y'all know about that. And literally, from my own eyes, I've seen animals be brought back to life. Okay. Come in emergency situation. Okay. Low blood sugar. They lethargic. They can't move. They can't even move their eyelids. They so low on sugar. Okay. The body runs at its best and most efficiently with glucose. Okay. That's what it is. And see, with glucose in its natural form, like cane sugar or something like that. Now, notice how I didn't say honey or something like that, because when you intaking honey on my experiment, that was kind of messing with my teeth too. And I think it's because, you can't sip it through a straw. And honey has a real drying effect. It's a really yang food. I would say it's more yang than meat. Very yang. And what yang means is masculine, hot. It gives you a very hot, dry feeling. Okay. That's just if you overdoing it. If you're just using it for around workouts, you know what I'm saying? Probably take it with a little bit of tea, hot tea, and just take it that way, just to kind of dilute it down. If that's what you're gonna do. But yeah, man. Your main focus should be on protein. Okay, protein, and then the fats is gonna be in there. Like for me, just so I don't gain fat. That's another thing. Fatty meat compared to lean meat. The only way I found that I can get lean is by controlling the fat. Okay, since fat is so calorically dense, you can cut back on your fat and still, it isn't gonna drop your testosterone. See, that's what I used to think, because that's what I always heard. Okay, fat is gonna help with your cholesterol. It's needed, but see, you gotta understand, fat is a very large molecule compared to protein and carbs. Very large. If you look at it under a microscope, I've seen it with my own two eyes too. Under a microscope, it's a very large molecule. Okay, that's why it's more calorically dense. Okay, if I keep my fats between 40 to, if I do 2 pounds of meat, my protein is going to be up as well. So if it's 2 pounds, it's almost going to be 180, 200 grams of protein. And then 80 grams, 90 grams of fat. Okay. So I don't overcomplicate my stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's either going to be steak, tilapia, but I got a little recipe for chili. Man, that joint is so convenient. You can reheat it up. Once you cook it, you just put in your little to-go plates, man. Pop that boy out. I can eat a half pound and it's 1 cent, and then I eat the other half pound later. Okay. But yeah, man. Sugar isn't gonna give you diabetes. It's when you keep doing things that's gonna mess up your metabolism, things that's gonna mess up your thyroid, things that mess up the feedback loop system in your body. Okay, you're gonna need to do a lot more, like not getting in proper nutrition, meat wise. Okay. Yeah, man. So even when y'all, do your experiments, just try it out. Don't eat a whole bunch of different carbs all at one time. Try oatmeal, see how you feel. Now, if you do well on it, you notice that you ain't getting no toothaches, your tooth don't hurt in the morning, your poop's coming out just fine, do it for 2 weeks, okay, and see how I feel at the end. Because sometimes, like with oatmeal, it takes a little bit longer, and it's also based on how you cook it, okay. Try with rice. See how you feel. See if you can still poop compared to when you just eat meat. Okay. Your baseline is just when you eat meat. Okay, because meat ain't gonna mess you up. It's when you start introducing carb sources like that. And I found that most of those don't do well with me. The only thing is mashed potatoes and cane sugar. But I don't rely on carbs. I just use it for energy around my workouts so I can perform the best. Okay? I just look at carbs as gas. And just make sure I got enough gas in that tank. And I don't overfill my gas tank, because that's something else you don't want to do. You can't do that if you just listening to your body and just thinking with common sense. Okay, if I wake up in the morning, that's when I'm going to be the most depleted outside of working out. Okay, so I'm going to be more focused and ask my body, okay, when I wake up, all right, how do I feel? Do I need some carbs right now? Or if I just eat some chili or something, is that going to take care of it? 9 times out of 10, the chili is going to take care of that. Okay. You go ahead and get you a pound of ground beef, 93.7, 2 cans of great value tomato sauce, and then get a chili seasoning pack from the Bacon Island Walmart. You got you a good ass bodybuilding meal. Cheap too. Cheap. Okay. And that's another thing. You saving money. You ain't buying all this rice and oatmeal and things that they telling you that you need. All it's going to do is extend your gut. Okay. We trying to bring that gut in and keep it tight. All right. And the body holds glucose in the liver and in the muscles. Okay. So those are your fuel reserves, your fuel tank. Okay, so when you go over that, by overindulging in that and saying, I don't need protein, I'm gonna go lower on my protein, that's where you start messing up. Okay, make sure you eat it. And then you're gonna find, man, I ain't gonna have no sugar cravings. The only time I have sugar cravings probably in the morning, if it's gonna happen there, or if I got done doing a lot of activity. And then I don't need a whole lot. Probably a teaspoon of cane sugar. Okay? Because when you also run into these fruit juices, and that's another thing I said I was going to tell y'all. Fruit juices, it's a lot of liquid on your body. So if you indulging in too many liquids that your body don't need, is not calling for, but you just chasing that sugar, that's doing too much. That's doing way too much. That's how people get fat off of Coca-Colas and sodas, drinking too much Gatorade, Kool-Aid, and, stuff like that. Or they don't get fat, but their health declines. Okay? Blood spikes and shit. That's how you do that. Just overdoing it. If your body, and it's just all about listening to your body, okay, and having some common sense. Sugar is energy, and it's muscle sparing. Okay, so the 2 times that you're going to probably need it the most from a logical sense is in the morning, okay, because your body went all night probably running and using some of the carbs, okay, and your fuel tank. And right around when you work out, before and after. Because you always want to make sure you got some gas in the gas tank. or you're going to start dipping into your protein, and then your body going to try to convert your muscle into carb and glucose. It doesn't like to do that, but if it got to do that to keep you alive, it's going to do that. Okay? And that's what I found to, it doesn't give me stomach issues. I digest my meat fully with having the benefits of a carb source in there. So I don't have no sugar cravings or go crazy. Your brain mainly runs off of glucose. Okay? Right around 120 grams. But I'm sure that varies for each person based on their diet. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at the studies or where they tested the people and what they was eating. They was probably eating oatmeal or something. So, I don't want to make this one too long. I just want to make sure I fully explain this right here. Okay? Cause we all working out, or we supposed to be all working out. Okay, because the body game is real. Shout out to Ron Wills. The body game is real. But you also want to understand nutrition